Morning guys, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. What I want to talk about today is compasses. And I think that the compass, the right compass, is one of the most underrated survival tools in the community today. We don't talk near enough about the multifunctionality of this compass. We talk about being able to navigate with this compass. And that's the main reason we carry a compass. But there's lots and lots of things this compass can do besides navigation. So let's look at a list real quick of 10 things that this compass will do for us besides navigation, navigation being number one on the list. So let's look at a couple other things this compass will do for us. We can use the mirror on this compass to signal for rescue or to communicate through Morse code. So signaling and communication are two things that this compass will do for us. And it's got a built-in aiming point here that we can look through just as if we were sighting the compass, but we can use it to sight the mirror. And we can bounce that mirror reflection and communicate through Morse code. The next thing that this mirror is good for is for first aid purposes. If there's something that you have done to your face and you can't see that, a mirror will help you. If it's something behind you that you can't see, a mirror will help you with that. The next thing that we can use this compass for is for a watch. If we're not wearing a watch and we want to figure out what time it is very quickly and fairly accurately, we can use our compass to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to point our compass directly at the sun. Understanding the sun moves in a southern arc, we're going to use the southern side of our needle instead of the northern side. And we're going to put the needle in the doghouse by rotating our bezel ring until that needle's in the doghouse on the south side. Knowing that the sun travels about 15 degrees every hour, we're going to look at our compass, and if we are prior to 360 at the top of our compass with the needle in the doghouse, then it's before noon. If we're after 360, then it is past noon. We're at 340 degrees, which means we're about 1 hour at 15 degrees and a little more, but not quite a half an hour from noon. So it should be somewhere between 10:30-ish. And our watch says 10:25. So that's a fairly accurate way of using this compass as a watch. The next thing we can use our compass for is if we have a magnifying glass on our compass, we should be able to use that magnifying glass for ignition to ignite charred materials. So if we have charred materials, we've thought about our next fire mentality, and we're trying to save our resources or conserve the resources we have. We don't want to scrape our ferrocerium rod. We don't want to light our lighter and expend fluid. We can use this magnifying glass to give us a live ember. Okay, the next thing would be hygiene, all right? We have to take care of ourselves, and there's lots of places we can't see that we need to take care of. A mirror will help us do that. Even if it's as simple as trimming our mustache with a pair of scissors on a multi-tool or an SAK, we can do that with the mirror. Most compasses have some type of ruler on them so that you can use it for a measuring device. So that gives us another use for that compass, is a ruler, whether it's on a map or whether it's on a piece of wood. Judging height and distance, okay? Two different ways of doing this. This compass is a Sunto MC2, and it has what's called a Clinometer on it, which is this black rotating arrow here that you can see. And there's a scale from 0 to 90 in two directions here. When you put the north this direction, it goes 0 to 90 here. When you put north straight up and down, it goes 0 to 90 in two directions, this way or this way. Now, I can point this up at a distant object like a tree if I want to understand the height of that tree, walk away from that tree until I have a 45-degree angle here on my clinometer, and I'm as far away from that tree plus my height as the tree is tall. I can also use this to estimate my latitude, which is pointing up at the North Star and figuring out what degree reading I am, where I'm standing from the North Star will give me my latitude. As far as judging distance goes with this compass, if I look across a distant object, so let's say I'm looking across a ravine and I want to know how far it is across that ravine, or a swift water crossing possibly, that I'm going to fell a tree across to maybe help myself along. I can take a reading on something on the opposite side of the bank and plug that number into the top of my compass, and then walk left or right of that object down the bank linear. And when I'm 45 degrees difference in my reading, when I take another reading on that tree or whatever that object was I picked, when that angle is 45 degrees from the original angle, then I'm as far down the bank as it is across, because I've created that right triangle again. with 2 equal sides. So I can use this to judge height and distance. Because it's got that clinometer on there, I can also use this for a leveling device if I'm building something, or I can use it for a plumb device, up and down, straight up and down with that arrow, to make sure that something is straight up and down and plumb. And then probably the final thing that you could use this compass for, and this is probably more for urban type environments, suburban type environments, but you never know. The compass is a survival tool. Survival is not always in the woods. You could use this for an inspection mirror to look at things around corners or underneath something if you needed to be able to view that without getting under it or getting around it with your body. You can use the mirror to do that. And you could also attach it to a stick if you needed to get further reach. So there's lots and lots of things that this compass will do for you for something that is as small as a compass is, as lightweight as it is. If you have all those features on your compass, a mirror, a movable bezel ring, a magnifying glass, it will do all those things for you. And again, it's a very lightweight piece of kit, guys.